So, South Carolina, Nevada, I tell you all, y'all been had. Y'all been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok. There's 26 primaries and caucuses over the next 3 weeks with thousands of delegates at stake. Thousands of delegates, okay? So this election isn't over. I'm going to do some math. Here, might be a little boring, but I think it's important stuff. Okay, just to give you a sense of where we're at. Bernie only needs about 40% of the Super Tuesday delegates. After that, he is heavily favored in the next 19 primary states, 9 of which are swing states. And that's when Bernie will win. After Nevada, the scoreboard had Bernie Sanders up by 52 to 51 Democratic delegates. Now Bernie is down by 18 Democratic delegates after a brutal slaughtering in South Carolina. Just an absolute massacre, damn near genocide, ethnic cleansing. That's with 43 of South Carolina's 53 Democratic delegates reported. So, where are those 10? There's supposed to be 53, but only 43 has been reported. 31 goes to Hillary, 12 goes to Bernie, takes the score to 64 to 82, or 82 to 64. Hillary is up by 18. So, where are those 10 delegates? For some reason, we don't know why they haven't been counted. Probably some fuck up. It'll be figured out tomorrow. And fuck those super pooper delegate predator, fuck, aristocratic dickwads. Fuck them, okay? Fucking super poopers. Okay, so I'm not even looking at them. They're politicians, so they'll fucking switch, as soon as the rest of America gets on board with Bernie. If the rest of America gets on board with Bernie. Why was New Hampshire so fucking smart, and all these other states are like, I was like, maybe. And Nevada was like, no, not really. And then South Carolina was like, fuck no. Fuck no. There's still 3 months left to go. March, April, and May. June 14th is when the DC's election commences. That's the last one. So 3 months, 2 weeks. The National Democratic Convention in Philly is July 25th. So that's four and a half months. There's 52 elections more left to go, and you're like, well, I have 52. 50 minus 4, it's 46, right? No, I mean, it is, but it's not just the 50 states that vote in the primaries. You have American Samoa, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam, Northern Marianas, and the overseas troops. They're all considered their own separate elections, and they have their own delegates and super delegates. I wonder who the super delegates would be for all of those. The Northern Marianas, I had no idea. That was our territory. I guess maybe one day I'll go visit Northern Mariana or American Samoa. Or even the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam. They're like right there. So, American Samoa will be voting on Bernie versus Hillary this Tuesday. They got 6 Democratic delegates up for grabs, 5 super poopers. So think about that. American Samoa has super delegates, 5 of them that circumvent democracy, that says, fuck your vote, fuck what America says, we're going to vote for O'Malley. If 5 American Samoa super delegates want to go with O'Malley, even though he's dropped out, they could do that. Just, for the fuck of it. Overall, there's 865 Democratic delegates total to get on Super Tuesday. There's still over 4,000 Democratic delegates to get all together. None of the delegates actually don't get counted. Actually, none of the delegates get counted until July 25th. Or the 28th is supposed to be 3 days. Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is going to be for 3 days. It's 4 months away. 52 elections, 4,000 Democratic delegates. We've got time. Not much, but we do have time, okay? When I will get nervous is when people start using the term mathematical impossibility. When people start saying it's mathematically impossible for Bernie to win, then you can't fuck with math, right? So that will be when I get nervous, but it's not even close to being a mathematical impossibility. Let me just break down a quick number scheme, which probably just be used for this, but it gives you a general sense of where we're at. Okay, so Bernie versus Hillary. Hillary is up by 18. How far does Hillary have to get out in front of Bernie before she's got more votes than what she needs? And so there's 4,766 total delegates. 2,383 is half of those. Exactly half. So therefore you would need 2,384 total delegates. And when you take, let's say, all the super delegates, let's just give them all to Hillary, every single one of them. There's 715. They make up 15% of the total delegate count. So 4,766 is the total number of delegates, minus 17, because Bernie's got 17 super delegates already, so it's 698. But if she was to win all those other 698 super delegates, Bernie not getting a single one, and she takes them all, the earliest that she could win, she would have to get in front of Bernie by at least 1,586 votes. 1,586 votes in Democratic delegates would be March 15th. Okay, so where did I... 1,586 Democratic delegates. That would be if you were to take... that the 698, subtract it from the 2,384, so she would have to get out in front by 1,586 votes, and I'll have all this written down so you can check my math and tell me where I'm wrong with it, which I'm not. So that's but 1,586 comes by when you subtract the superdelegates away from the 2,384 that she needs. Then you get 1,586. So she needs 1,586. She has to get out in front of Bernie. She's only out in front of Bernie by 18 right now. She needs to get in front of Bernie by 1,586 votes. The quickest she could do that would be on March 15th. Okay, so 1,586. Well, 865 delegates are to be gotten on Super Tuesday. So that's not 1,586. Then 691 on March 15th. That's the next big day. And so if you were to add all of the delegates up till, well, I want to say March 12th. So the scoreboard right now is 82-64. Hillary is up by 18 delegates, which is way, that's only a tiny fraction of the 1,586 Democratic delegate spread that she needs to win. After March 12th, there's the elections are staggered. On March 12th, Northern Mariana's election, there's 5 undemocratic poopers, super poopers, and 6 Democratic delegates to get. So there's 6 Democratic delegates up for grabs, which is binding to the election on March 12th. Add those 6 in, you get 1,202. So 1,202, 18, that still doesn't go past the 1,586 threshold. So now we go to the March 15th voting day, which is the big one. It's 691 Democratic delegates, so that would give us 1,893, which crosses the 1,586 threshold. So March 15th would be the earliest that it would be a mathematical impossibility for Bernie Sanders to win, even if we gave Shitlery all the super poopers and every single delegate and every single election from here on out. The closest date that Bernie can lose the whole thing is on March 15th. Every single delegate and every election from here on out, including proportional states, which isn't even impossible. Even in South Carolina, he won 12. He got fucking 12 delegates. And so that's not a zero. That we were assuming that he would get a 0 on every, for the next 15 or 20 elections, if he got a 0 on everyone, and that she gets all the supers. So those are some major assumptions. So if Hillary was to win every single election, 100% of all the delegates, including proportional voting, the earliest she could win would be March 15th. So that just means Super Tuesday is not the end-all, be-all. At the very least, March 15th could be the nail that goes into Bernie Sanders' political coffin. His presidential aspirations could come to a grinding halt and just pass out and die, right? So, that's March 15th. That's past this Tuesday. So, for everybody being like, Hillary already fucking won, South Carolina was a fucking schlubbing. It was a, fucking, what would Barack say? Shellacking. It was a shellacking. And, but still, you know, there's 54, 55, 56 total elections, so there's still 52 elections, right? We gotta hear what American Samoa says. Until we know what American Samoa says, we don't really know for sure. Or the Northern Marianas. We're close when we get to the Northern Marianas, but past them, you know, the big states, that's Florida and Illinois and Ohio and North Carolina and Missouri. So that's March 15th. That's, I won't throw the towel in then, but I've pushed it at least that far away from being a mathematical impossibility for him to cross. And yeah, so Bernie's got time, not much more, but he's got to generate new enthusiasm, maybe get more radical, more folks on the street pound the pavement, drive vans to go vote, driving with the bullhorn in a truck, reminding folks to go, you know, vote, educate folks too. We got to reach out to new folks, form new coalitions, and figure it all out until he's victorious. Even if March 15th seems like it could be the day of Bernie's death knell, so don't forget I assumed that all the superdelegates went to Hillary. Many superdelegates are politicians. Once the political winds turns against them, they'll cave and crumble and support the Democratic Party's nominee for president. I also assumed that Hillary would win all states, including the proportional states, which is a ridiculous assumption. He'll at least get 20% of the vote. It would never be zero. And he just may get, I don't know what New Hampshire was, but what, 75% of the vote. So Hillary won't get every single delegate on Super Tuesday. Not even possible. Both of those assumptions are ridiculous. March 15th isn't the line of demarcation, the thin red line past the mathematical impossibility. I just know that at least it'll go on until then, and probably then some. Bernie said he's in it all the way to the end. Bernie needs to get 40% of the Super Tuesday Democratic delegates, and if Bernie can keep the elections close and get at least 40% on Super Tuesday, the next 19 primaries after Super Tuesday, there'll be a more razor, you know, media close, like everybody be all eyes on those states. So maybe that's why they have it staggered like this, so it's all fucking exciting and shit. So, next 19 primaries after Super Tuesday, and that's still, you know, Super Tuesdays is 11 states and American Samoa, but that's still 30 states, so you still got 20 more states after, you know, after Super Tuesday for the next 19 primaries. If Bernie wins Super Tuesday, just fucking call him President Bernie Sanders, since you fucks are about to call for Bernie for the exact same reason. You fucking hypocritical bastards. So, quit getting bamboozled, America. Peace.